We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it The People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Unbelievable! Kenyan religious leader removes 6 lower teeth from members to help God identify them easily in heaven so as to avoid going to hell. Flood and landslide kill at least 24 people following intense rainfall lasting for days in Ivory Coast. Lithium battery explosion kills at least 22 people in South Korea. I am Florence Joshua with these and more. It is often said, wonders shall never end when one is exposed to something that is not only new and remarkable, but also hard to believe. Currently, there are 7 wonders of the world, but Clearview News Desk may have discovered the 8th wonder in Western Kenya, where the Low people of the Legion Maria Church remove 6 lower teeth from their members to help God identify them easily in heaven so as to avoid going to hell when they finally cross over to the other side. Over the years, the media has reported several stories of individuals subjecting themselves to the most bizarre situation in a bid to have an encounter with God. This behavior has, however, sparked this all-important question: how far can one go to see God? We have a commentary.
Legion Maria Church is an African-initiated church among the lower people of Western Kenya who believe they are the only ones who will go to heaven. They remove 6 lower teeth from their members to help God identify them easily in heaven when they finally cross over to the other side so as to avoid going to hell. Baba Simeo Lodvikas Melchior is the eternal spiritual leader and mediator of Legion Maria, who they worship as a black messiah, claiming that he was Jesus Christ reincarnated in African skin. Members of the Legion Maria movement are similar to Catholics and believe in the central role of Mary as Queen and Mother. This story is the latest addition to the list of bizarre reports that have trailed social and the mainstream media over the years of individuals who have subjected themselves as well as their families to extreme conditions in a bid to have a divine encounter with God. Just recently, in April 2024, Kenyan evangelical pastor Paul Mackenzie was arrested for convincing hundreds of his followers to starve themselves to death in hopes of meeting Jesus and escaping the apocalypse. Reports from various media outlets showed that between 50 to 300 bodies were exhumed from a land belonging to the said pastor of the Good News International Church in coastal Kenya. Similarly, in 2014, Reverend Unjohi, a reverend at Lord's Propeller Redemption Church in Kenya, ordered the female members of his congregation to attend church without any form of underwear so that Christ can enter their lives. The said reverend reportedly banned the wearing of undergarments in his church because they are ungodly and people need to be free in body and spirit to receive Christ. Also in 2014, a South African preacher made his congregation eat grass to be closer to God before stamping on them. Under the instruction of Pastor Lesego Daniel of Rabboni Center Ministries, dozens of followers dropped to the floor to eat the grass at his ministry in Garankuwa, north of Pretoria, after being told it will bring them closer to God. In a related development in 2020, a pastor in another South African-based church, Hope Restoration Ministries, ordered his church members to kiss each other randomly during a church service. In photos shared online, the church members were captured obeying the pastor as each one grabbed someone to kiss. Still in the southern region of the continent, a Zimbabwean pastor, Philip Chipato, in 2019, allegedly ordered members of his congregation to divorce their spouses who had stopped attending church services. Holy Pastor Busoga, a Ugandan-born preacher, announced to his church members that God instructed him to be walking on their backs just like Jesus Christ walked on water. Pastor Busoga, according to local media in the East African country, reportedly claimed that God told him he was too holy to walk on the ordinary ground like mere mortals and as such should walk on their backs while preaching the gospel. And back home in Nigeria, Ade Abraham, the pastor of Christ High Commission Ministry, also known as Royal Christ Assembly, Kaduna State, in 2022, convinced members of his church to relocate to a camp in Ekiti State with him in order to prepare for the end of the world. According to reports, he taxed each member of his church to pay him 310,000 naira before they would be allowed to follow him to Omuo Ekiti, where the gate of heaven will open and all of them will fly to heaven. The list is endless, from urging members to eat live snakes, drink petrol, and openly flogging and brutalizing members. Africa has witnessed her fair share of ridiculous and inhumane situations in their desperation to see God. Though often hailed as the most religious of all continents, Africa remains the least developed as it still grapples with a myriad of socio-economic challenges. This therefore leaves Clearview News Desk with the responsibility to enlighten our viewers on the dangers of fanaticism while encouraging them to embrace a genuine desire to know God for themselves through diligent pursuits in accordance to His holy book. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
The recent court ruling voiding the appointment of Muhammad Sanusi II as the 16th Emir of Kano has sparked intense debate among lawyers and civil society organizations across the country. While some have hailed the judgment as a victory for the rule of law, others argue that the court lacked jurisdiction, thereby rendering the verdict unenforceable. As the legal battle unfolds, our correspondent delves into the journey of Sanusi, a prominent voice in Nigerian politics and a financial expert, whose tumultuous path to the throne of the Asian Kano Kingdom has remained a topic of discourse. The fate of the Kano Emirate hangs in the balance as Kano state government insists that Sanusi remains the rightful emir. We bring you in-depth analysis of the Sanusi saga. In a move perceived as a fulfillment of his campaign promise, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has reinstated Muhammad Sanusi II as the 16th Emir of Kano State. This decision reverses the dethronement of Emir Sanusi by the previous administration and restores the traditional institution of the Kano Emirate. The reinstatement of Emir Sanusi II follows the signing of a bill into law by Governor Yusuf, dissolving the 5 emirates created by the Ganduje administration and reinstating the original Kano Emirate. The move is seen as a victory for the people of Kano, who overwhelmingly voted for Governor Yusuf and the New Nigeria's People's Party in the recent elections. Emir Sanusi II, a renowned banker and financial risk manager who served as governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has been recognized globally for his leadership and economic expertise. His reinstatement as Emir of Kano is seen by some people as a positive development for the state and a testament to the determination of Governor Yusuf to restore the traditional institution of the Kano Emirate. The move has been hailed by many as a step towards restoring the dignity of the Kano Emirate and a demonstration of the government's commitment to upholding justice and tradition. However, some people still disagree with this development. In spite of opposition from some quarters, Governor Yusuf remains resolute in his decision, citing the exclusive right of the governor to appoint or depose an emir in the state. It will be recalled that the Federal High Court in Kano had affirmed the validity of the Kano Emirate Repeal Law 2024, which abolished the 5 emirates created by Ganduje administration, thereby effectively restoring the original Kano Emirate with Emir Sanusi II as its head.
The governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, has unanimously approved the immediate removal, dethronement of the Emir of Kano Emirate, Mohammed Sanusi II.
You know, by the time announcement was made that I had been removed for insubordination, you know, that is the word, insubordination. And you will think that somebody who says you're subordinate to him is somebody who is superior to you. You know, and like I said in Abuja, I have my record of service. My father has his record of service. My grandfather has a record of service. We cannot be intimidated by somebody because you're president or you're a governor, and we cannot tell you that you're wrong. We've chosen different paths. And I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, if I had gone into politics, at least given the people that have succeeded in becoming president in Nigeria, I could have been president.
Mohammed Sanusi II's journey to the throne has been marked by controversy, political intrigue, and a struggle for power. In 2014, Sanusi was appointed emir by Kano Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso following the death of his great-uncle Ado Bayero. Meanwhile, Sanusi's criticism of corruption and mismanagement in government and the Kano Emirate Council soon earned him enemies than friends. In 2017, he was accused of financial mismanagement and dismissed as emir by Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, who had fallen out with his predecessor Rabiu Kwankwaso. Sanusi was banished from Kano, paving the way for a new emir, Aminu Ado Bayero, to be appointed. However, Sanusi's supporters continue to recognize him as the rightful emir, making him popular. Meanwhile, the struggle for the throne continues like a war without end, as it involves power, influence, and political supremacy. The Kano Emirate is one of the most powerful traditional institutions in Nigeria, having significant influence over the politics in the northern region of the country, its economy and culture. The position of the emir comes with control over significant resources including land, finances, and cultural institutions. The fight is also about legacy and reputation. Sanusi's reinstatement is seen as a vindication of his reputation and a restoration of his legacy, while Ganduje's actions are viewed as an attempt to erase Sanusi's achievements. Additionally, the struggle is a reflection of the intense rivalry between Kwankwaso and Ganduje, who have been seen as political enemies for years. With so much at stake, both sides are determined to emerge victorious, making the fight for the throne of Kano a fierce and unrelenting one which must be fought to a finish. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk. In line with its mandate of promoting national unity and friendship among the wives of military officers, as well as providing support to their husbands and members of the barracks community, the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, NAOA, has launched an initiative called the Next Level Transformation Initiative president of the association, Maria Lagbaja, while speaking at an event to mark her 1 year in office, said the association has recorded significant strides in providing empowerment opportunities and humanitarian support for members of the barracks community over the last 1 year. She added that the launch of the project would further consolidate efforts geared towards ensuring the growth, development and prosperity of families of military officers across the country. Let's now join Gloria Atta for details.
It was a colorful and celebratory atmosphere as wives of army officers and personnel converged over the weekend to mark the 1 year anniversary of the president, Nigerian Army Officers Wives Association, NAOWA, Maria Lagbaja. Speaking at the event with the theme, Journey So Far, Next Level, the NAOWA president said the event provided an avenue for them to reflect on the remarkable journey they had undertaken together and to plan a progressive course for the future. She added that the association had in the last 1 year embarked on numerous outreaches, programs and initiatives aimed at enhancing the welfare of its members, uplifting the barrack community and supporting the humanitarian efforts of the Nigerian Army.
As a special highlight of today's celebration, I am excited to announce the launch of my Next Level Transformation Initiative for all NAOWA members. This initiative aims at empower and uplift our members, providing new opportunities for personal and professional growth. It is also a demonstration of my commitment to continual improvement of our association and betterment of our community. I am also dedicated to sustaining our association's legacies by upgrading and improving upon our assets and institutions. In line with this commitment, I am pleased to inform this gathering that we shall soon reconvene to commission one of my major transformational projects, which include the modernized National Secretariat, a remodeled event center, a guest house, and a recreational park.
Being positive-minded is not just beneficial for the community alone, but for you as an individual, for you as a wife, for you as member, NAOWA, NASWA, or even in your various organizations or any other association that you belong. For her to come up with this initiative, and she says that, I want to bring about a community of positive-minded women. That means that when we are on the same frequency, it will be a lot easier for her to stand where she has strength and for each and every one of you to fall in.
Also present to mark the occasion as a special guest of honor was the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja. In his remarks, the Army Chief commended the wives of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army for their support to their husbands and the humanitarian services rendered to the society, while pledging his support to sustaining the association's legacy for greater impact in the near future.
I must confess that NAOWA has been hugely instrumental to the Nigerian Army's successes this past year. I thank my dear wife, the president of NAOWA, for her leadership and inspiration. As NAOWA enters into its second year under this current dispensation, I challenge the association to expand its activities in close concert with NASWA to accommodate wider participation by our women. I'm glad the association's leadership is passionate about mental health and family well-being, which are critical to having a happy home and will help focus our troops on their operational requirements.
High points of the event include the launch of the Next Level Transformation Initiative and launch of a documentary highlighting the achievements of the association in the last 365 days. There were also goodwill messages from relevant stakeholders, choreography presentation, and cutting of the anniversary cake. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
Award-winning Afrobeat singer Ayodeji Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, has opened up about his growth as a father, partner, and a believer. The Essence crooner, who is currently with his manager Jada Pollock, whom he shares his youngest two sons with, disclosed that he has grown to love God and his family more. Wizkid explained that he has no hate for anyone, stressing that he wishes everyone well. He stated this while reacting to claims by some social media users that his recent tweets were shade at his soon-to-be married colleague Davido and his fiancée Chioma Rowland. However, the star boy clarified that it was just his daily rant on how much he loved his family, he said. Some farmers in Gombe State have started moving to Taraba for crop cultivation, while others are seeking divine intervention as the state records historic low level of rainfall. Reports revealed this Monday that some farmers embarked on early morning planting, despite warning against meteorologists against such decisions. However, farmers from Iliri, Kaltungo, Shogom, Balanga, and some other parts of Yamaltu neighbor local government areas of the state were among those insisting on early planting. Meanwhile, Ms. Banyula Hala, the chairman of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, Gombe State, said the low rainfall due to effects of climate change had become a cause for serious concern. Halal said the situation might negatively impact productivity in this year's wet cropping season. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. The only thing that feels better than winning is winning, when nobody thought you could. Welcome back. Floods and landslide have killed at least 24 people in 10 days in Abidjan, Ivory Coast's largest city. Authorities said this on Monday morning after an unusual intense start to the raining season. Rain around 4 times heavier than normal fell on the West African nation's economic capital over several days in that period, causing spectacular rise in water levels and landslides. The National Office for Civil Protection, ONPC, reported 24 deaths after torrential rains from Thursday 13th to Saturday 22nd June, hence warning of the risks of collapsed buildings. About a quarter of the participation expected over the entire 3-month raining seasons from May to July fell in 24 hours. The National Meteorological Service, SADEMS, said torrential rainfalls followed by devastating floods are irregular occurrences in Abidjan, home to nearly 6 million people. Many poor residents live in shacks located in flood-prone areas despite the government launching a mass cleanup policy which has destroyed many shanty towns. A massive factory fire that began after several lithium batteries exploded has killed at least 22 people in South Korea. The blaze broke out on Monday morning at the Arcel plant in Hwasun City. Meanwhile, local television footage showed large smoke clouds and small explosions going off as firefighters sought to put out the fire. South Korea is the leading producer of lithium batteries, which are used in many items from electric vehicles to laptops. Most of the bodies are badly burned, so it will take some time to identify each person. The Arcel factory housed an estimated 35,000 battery cells on its second floor, while the batteries were inspected and packaged, with more stored elsewhere. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. It is often said, wonders shall never end when one is exposed to something that is not only new and remarkable but also hard to believe. This is the case of Kenyan church, where worshippers are asked to remove 6 of their lower teeth to help God identify them easily in heaven, so as to avoid going to hell when they finally cross over to the other side. Floods and landslides have killed at least 24 people in 10 days in Abidjan, Ivory Coast's largest city, after an unusual intense start to the raining season. Rain around 4 times heavier than normal fell on the West African nation's economic capital over several days in that period, causing spectacular rise in water levels and landslide. A massive factory fire that began after several lithium batteries exploded has killed at least 22 people in South Korea. The blaze broke out on Monday morning at the Acel plant in Hwangson City. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Florence Joshua. Bye for now.
We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it the People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.